Time stood still as the click of the cop's gun echoed, its barrel aimed directly at my wife. In that heart-stopping moment, my mind raced. Do I jump in front of them? Can I talk him down? Should I attempt a daring distraction? What happened next left everyone in shock. But before we dive into this unbelievable story, let me take you back to the beginning. The moving truck rumbled to a stop in front of our new home, a modest two-story nestled within the heart of a seemingly perfect suburban enclave. I stepped out of the car, stretching stiff limbs from the long drive. My eyes met my wife's, Emma, who wore her county sheriff badge on her belt, a symbol of strength and justice that seemed strangely out of place amid white picket fences and blooming hydrangeas. Ready to start this new chapter? I asked, trying to sound confident. Emma's lips curled into a smile, calm and certain. Absolutely. Fresh start, friendly neighbors, a peaceful place. We could use some of that. We set to unloading boxes, bathed in golden sunlight that shimmered off immaculate lawns and carefully trimmed hedges. Children's laughter echoed from a nearby cul-de-sac, and the scent of grilled hot dogs drifted from unseen patios. The scene was almost too perfect, like a neighborhood crafted for a television show. As we carried the final box into our living room, a voice rang out. Welcome to the neighborhood. A woman strode up our driveway, her posture rigid with self-importance. Mid-50s, platinum hair in a shellacked bob, a clipboard clutched like a scepter. I'm Janet, she announced, president of the Homeowners Association. I like to personally greet all new residents and make sure they're aware of our community standards. Emma extended her hand, strong and composed. Pleasure to meet you, Janet. I'm Emma. This is my husband, Michael. Janet's eyes flicked to the badge on Emma's belt. For a moment, something, maybe fear, maybe distaste, clouded her expression. A sheriff? Well, that's reassuring, she replied, her smile taut and cool. I'm sure you'll find our neighborhood peaceful as long as everyone follows the HOA guidelines. She handed over a hefty binder stamped with covenants and community restrictions. Emma flipped it open, eyebrows raised. We'll review it. See that you do, Janet said, then turned sharply and marched away. In the days that followed, we settled into a rhythm. Morning jogs, evening porch sits, and weekend greetings from seemingly friendly neighbors. But beneath the surface of suburban bliss, something felt strained. Did you know we need permission to change the color of our front door? Emma asked one evening, flipping through the binder. And we can't leave our trash bins out past 10 a.m. I laughed. So no pink shutters, huh? Not unless we want a written warning, she replied. Janet's presence became a constant. She appeared without warning, pointing out minute violations, grass a quarter-inch too high, garden gnomes not on the approved ornament list. Always polite, but never warm. Each visit left us feeling watched, managed, diminished. One afternoon, while planting petunias out front, I heard footsteps behind me. Those are lovely, Janet said. I assume you've cross-checked the approved plant list? There's a list. I asked, pausing mid-dig. Page 42. We don't allow non-native species. It disrupts the aesthetic. I forced a smile. I'll check that. Emma and I began documenting every interaction. Her instincts as a sheriff kicked in patterns of control, a taste for surveillance masquerading as care. She's waiting for us to make a mistake, Emma said one night, her voice low. And the way she looks at me, it's more than just dislike. It's fear. Or resentment. We tried to keep our heads down. But it didn't matter. The pressure mounted. Then came the morning when Janet returned with backup. A tall man in a crisp uniform, security badge on his chest, stood beside her. This is Mr. Randall, Janet said. Our new HOA security officer. We're here about some recent concerns. Concerns? I asked. Your lawn exceeds the height limit. Your bins were out 3 hours past collection time. Emma's eyes narrowed. Are these actual violations or excuses to harass us? Randall stepped forward. The rules apply to everyone. Emma didn't flinch. And the law applies to you. That night, we agreed. We'd push back. At the next HOA meeting, the community center was packed. Frustration simmered in the room. Emma spoke with quiet power. Community standards should uplift, not oppress. This isn't about aesthetics anymore. It's about control. Others spoke up, an elderly couple fined for a patriotic wreath, a single mom reprimanded for a kiddie pool. The tide began to turn. Janet's composure cracked. But the battle was only beginning. A week later, there was a knock at the door, late, tense. Emma opened it to find Janet and Randall once again. We've received complaints, Janet said. Modifications to your backyard fence. We haven't touched the fence, I replied. We'll need to inspect it, Randall said, his hand near his holstered weapon. Emma stepped between him and the threshold. Unless you have a warrant, you're not entering this property. Janet's cheeks flushed. As residents, and as a county sheriff, I know our rights, Emma snapped. Randall's hand inched toward his weapon. The world slowed. My breath caught. Then he drew. Tom stood still. Emma raised her hand slowly, calm but firm. You're making a grave mistake. Janet froze, horror blooming across her face. I'm Sheriff Emma Mitchell. You're threatening a law enforcement officer on her own property. Lower your weapon. For a beat, Randall wavered. Then the sound of sirens cracked the night. Red and blue lights splashed across the street. Officers swarmed in, weapons drawn. Randall dropped his gun. He was cuffed within seconds. Janet stood paralyzed, her clipboard forgotten in the grass. As officers led him away, one turned to Emma. Sheriff, are you okay? She nodded. Thanks to your timing. The fallout was swift. Randall was exposed as a fraud, no credentials, a criminal past. And the real bombshell? Janet knew. Digging deeper, Emma uncovered years of financial mismanagement. HOA funds rerouted, misused, even embezzled. We weren't just fighting pettiness. We were uncovering systemic corruption. At the emergency community meeting, Emma laid everything bare. PowerPoint slides showed financial trails, forged documents, surveillance logs. Janet tried to deflect. This is a witch hunt. Emma stared her down. Then why is law enforcement involved? An officer stepped forward. We've verified the findings. Formal charges will be filed. The room exploded, shock, betrayal, outrage. For years, they'd all been under Janet's thumb. Now the spell was broken. A vote was called. The HOA board was dissolved. A new committee was formed. Janet, pale and silent, left the meeting under escort. In the weeks that followed, our neighborhood transformed. Walls came down, figuratively and literally. Fences were lowered. People waved more, lingered longer in front yards. Potlucks replaced HOA notices. Children played without fear of citations. We didn't just rebuild. We became something new. One night, as we stood in the park beneath a sky smeared with stars, Emma took my hand. We faced darkness, she said. And we didn't flinch. I squeezed her hand. We turned this place into a home. And as laughter rippled across the grass, music from someone's radio blending with the sound of sprinklers, I knew she was right. The story wasn't over. But at least now, it was ours to write.